In today's live stream video, I'm going to discuss with my guest Hammoq listing software and his reselling business. He'll share his tips and strategies to help make us more successful and profitable resellers. Every Wednesday, I have a live stream, and I usually interview another reseller and have them share their tips, tricks, and techniques to make us more knowledgeable and profitable resellers. If you're interested in reselling or you're currently a reseller, you are in the right place. Going to pop in the chat, guys, and say hello to a few people, and we shall get started very shortly. I saw Sharon was here, Randy's here, Lisa, thank you for being here, Michelle, thank you so much. Bobby the Cat Guy, Bobby, I'll give you a plug at the end of the show. Remind people to pop over to your live. I see you're live tonight. Bobby's going to do a show. I'll remind you guys to pop over there at the end of March show. So, Jules, thank you for being here. So anyway, guys, so like I said, you'll saw in the description, I have the Atlanta Flipper is my guest tonight, and very knowledgeable, super motivated guy. I really think he's a great guest to have on. And I tell you, I always do a pre-interview. We're talking about Hammoq, the listing software. So I had never heard of Hammoq before, so I thought I would bring him on, Derek on, and have him talk about Hammoq and talk about his reselling business. We're going to talk about some of his niches and whatnot, and we'll have a great show. And I'm going to bring him on right now and have him introduce himself. Hello, sir.
How you doing, Adam?
Doing well. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
So why don't you introduce yourself to the people that don't know you in the chat?
Awesome. Yes, my name is Derek, also known as the ATL Flipper. And the reason why my name is the ATL is because I live in Atlanta, for those who, want to know. So keep it short, ATL. I've been married for 6 years. Yep, 6 years. Our anniversary was actually September 12th.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we have 2 children, a daughter that's 11 and a son that's 2 years old. And I've been reselling for 2 years full-time, going on 3 years. It'll be 3 years in May. And I enjoy it. And my wife actually joined, me full-time, last month. So she's been reselling for a month, and she's taking over, guys.
Yeah, she's taking over?
Taking over already.
Well, we actually have a little section we'll talk about, how that's working out. I think that's great because you hear a lot. I tell the people in the chat and that follow me, whatever. I talk about it all the time. How some people have problems with their significant other, or their family members say, "Well, is reselling really a job? You're buying stuff at thrift stores and you're selling. Is that really a job? Yeah, it's a job and it's hard work." And
right,
and like you said, you we'll get into a little bit, but you left the full-time job and now you're reselling full-time, and you're doing so well, and you needed some help. And you recruited your wife to come in and help you out full time.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, she's full time mom and wife, so she's got her hands full with that. But she's also helping you with the reselling business.
That's right. It's
so
been
Tommy,
fun.
Thank you for joining us. I want to say hello to Tommy's in the chat. Appreciate you being here, Tommy. So let's get into a little more of the show, guys. So like I said, we're going to discuss Hammoq. Just going to let the chat fill in a little bit, but I want to ask Derek basically about his business, and we'll get into Hammoq and his opinion of the pluses and the minuses. So I'm going to ask you the typical reseller questions. How did you originally get into reselling? Did you have a family member or friends? How'd you get involved originally in reselling?
So I've been reselling on and off since 2012. And how I got into reselling was, I think I saw a commercial about back then, was it I think it was eBay. It was some platform. And basically, matter of fact, it was eBay. I saw a commercial on eBay and I reached out to one of the sellers, and I said, "Hey, is this legit? Can you sell things, and make money?" And they said, "Yeah." So I went and bought something and tried it out, and I actually got the item. So I was like, "Oh wow, this is legit." And back then, I believe it was like auctions. I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was auctions.
Yeah. So I ended up, getting on eBay, and my mom, she had a pair of Jordans, like old pair of Jordans. And she ended up giving them to me because she couldn't fit them anymore. So I put them on eBay, and they literally sold for $185.
An old pair of women's Jordans sold for $185.
Yes, they were called Jordan 5 Metallics.
Okay.
And yeah, they sold for $185. So I went and shipped them to the buyer. Then I got, ended up getting paid and all of that. And I was like, wow, this is legit. So that kind of started me on my journey of reselling.
Kind of stoked the fire, so to speak, and got you motivated.
Right. And then I was in college, so I had to pause for a little bit, but I was doing it. here and there. And then I eventually ended up going back to reselling after I was teaching. So I used to be a teacher. I taught for 6 years. And after noticing that teaching was very stressful, it was enjoyable, but very stressful. And I knew that I wasn't going to be able to make the amount of money that I wanted to make by teaching. So I ended up doing getting back into reselling, and then just built up the business, that way. And it ended up going full time 2 years ago.
Well, I can tell you guys all the time. I share some of the backstories with my guests and whatnot. And we had a chat. Derek and I had a chat yesterday, and Derek was a very talented basketball player. Yeah. So, and I think he's taking kind of like his motivation and his skill and his drive, and he's taken that. He took that into teaching. And I want you to share a little bit about your teaching stories that you share with me. I thought it was great, very motivational. And you're taking that drive and you're putting it into your reselling business. Why don't you just share with the people a little bit, just to touch on a little bit about your teaching experience and what you did and how you were motivated to try to help the children and what you did to try to help them. And you were in inner city school is what you told me.
Right. Yeah. Predominantly Black school. It was elementary, the school where I taught it. And a lot of the children dealt with single moms, raised by grandparents. Some of them were even in foster care or whatever. So, it was very challenging for them, as just growing up. So I wanted to make a difference because I was raised up in a community similar to where I taught it. So me being a teacher, I really just poured into the children as much as I can, as much as I could. And then I noticed that it was a separation between the parents and the teachers and the staff. And the separation was some of the teachers never met. That's my wife right there.
Yeah, that's why I popped in the chat when you say that.
Yeah. But some of the teachers have never met the parents before. So I'm like, hold up, we're teaching these children, our children, and we won't even know their parents. So what I did was I went to the principal and I said, hey, I see there's a separation. Can we start a basketball and cheerleading league at the school? And she was like, definitely. So ended up starting a basketball league and a cheerleading league. And the teachers were actually the basketball coaches. So that gave, a really good opportunity for the parents to come to the games, to meet the teachers, because the teachers would stay after school and we would all just mingle together, get to know each other and everything like that, and just build relationships up. So that's something that I wanted to start at the school, to bring the community together. And it was awesome, man. Like, it was really, really fun.
So you were passionate about being a school teacher, and you felt, look, we need to connect the parents with the teachers and have them involved in the child's lives. You told me in the inner city, people were passionate about sports. So you thought, well, maybe they're not coming to meet the teachers on Parent Teacher Day, but let me see if I can get them out for the child's sporting events, and that way we can connect them with the teachers and have them more involved in raising of the child and getting involved with the school.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a great story, so I just wanted to share it with the chat. So anyway, So you're taking that passion that you had as a basketball player.
Right.
And again, guys, well, I should probably let you tell the story, but you told me, why don't you tell us a little bit about your rec league and then how you got a scholarship, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so back it up all the way to high school. When I was a junior, going into my junior year, I tried out again for the high school basketball team. Long story short, the coach did me dirty. And he made a promise to me that I was going to be on the team and all of that. And he ended up cutting me, meaning he didn't pick me on the team. So what I did was I went and played church league. Now in Atlanta, church league is like for people who suck. If you're sorry in basketball, you play church league because you didn't make the high school team. So while I was in church league playing basketball, another coach from another high school came out and he was like, who is this kid? And then my coach told him, this is Derek, whatever. He was like, this guy's really, really good. I want him on my team. So long story short, I ended up transferring going into my senior year. I transferred my senior year to another school. And I didn't tell you this, Adam, but we ended up winning the state championship. And the school I transferred from, they went to the Final Four and lost. So
okay.
So when I got, I
wouldn't use the word, but payback, so you know what, right?
Yeah. So when I got my championship ring, you know what I did? I went up to the school, was like, "Hey, what's up, coach?
What's up, coach?"
And he was like, you know, and I went to the team and everything. They was like, "Yeah, congrats, man. You deserve it. You deserve it." You know. But and after high school, I ended up going to a JUCO, which is a junior college, a 2-year college, and I walked on the basketball team, and they gave me a full ride scholarship. Of course, after I walked on, and then I transferred after my 2 years to a 4-year institution where I end up playing my so my senior year at the 4-year college. We got a new coach, and the new coach, his name is Rolando Lamb. I don't know if anybody is basketball fans in the chat, but Rolando Lamb, his son actually plays in the NBA right now, Jeremy Lamb. So he was my coach, and it was just awesome, man. But at the end of the season, the school retired my jersey. They said, "Hey, you're an all-star in academics. You're the best player, on this team in the region, and you're, just an awesome guy all around." So they ended up, retiring my jersey. And I mean, I broke records at the school with basketball.
Derek actually has his jersey retired at the college he went to.
Yeah, so you walk in.
I just wanted to share the story, guys, because I thought it was so interesting. He took that passion as a basketball player, took it into becoming a school teacher and trying to help the children, and now he's taking that passion into his reselling business. So I just want to share it with you guys. I thought it was a really neat story. So
yeah, and really what I learned out of all of that is really like leadership. It taught me how to follow and then how to lead.
I think sports is great for that. It teaches you how to, like I said, to follow and lead, teaches you how to deal with other, people on the team, deal with the coaches and the adults, and also build relationships with the players. And like, it's a team sport. Yeah. Basketball is team, but I played football, so that's more of a team sport. If one person screws up, the whole thing can blow up.
Yeah, that's right.
But so I won't mention Ben Simmons. Oops, I mentioned him, but I'm a Philly guy, so I see Joe Philly Picker, and I had to mention Ben Simmons. Sorry if I ruined your night there, Joe. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that, guys. I thought it was a really neat story. So let's get into a little bit, guys. We're starting to fill the chat, starting to fill up. So we're just going to touch a little bit on Derek's reselling business, and I want to get into Hammoq. And like I said, I just wanted the chat to fill up, make sure we have the majority of the people in the chat. And have a surprise, guys, for you towards the end of the show. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want you to hang out. So we got a little surprise for you. So if you're willing to hang around, you're going to get a nice little surprise. So, all right, let's get into a little bit about your business. You sell on what platforms? You sell on eBay and Macquarie, correct?
Yeah, so I sell on eBay and Macquarie. Yep, I haven't tried out Poshmark. We sell a little bit on Facebook Marketplace, but it's not like we haven't made any sales like that.
Okay, are you going to do shipping on Facebook Marketplace, or you're just selling locally?
Yeah, just locally. Yeah, because we put a lot of not a lot, but we put a few big items on Facebook Marketplace because it's going to be a lot to ship it. So.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that a little bit. You can watch some of my videos. I have a great video where Sharon my moderator talks about Facebook Marketplace and a lot of opportunities on Facebook Marketplace. So that's probably going to be my next platform, and then after that, I'll probably go on to I'm probably going to try Amazon or possibly Macquarie. But so let's get a little bit into your eBay business, and then we'll pop right into the Hammoq business. How do you run your eBay business? Do you run like typical things? Do you run sales, accept best offers, run promotions, etc.? How do you run your business?
Yeah, so since my wife came on, we haven't ran any sales, but usually I will run a sale every weekend.
Okay.
And then it'll end I'll run it Friday and it'll end Tuesday, just to get a lot of the items, because the way the thrift stores are, here in Atlanta, it's so many good items that you can get. So I like to get items and then get them out, sell them, and get them shipped out. I don't like stuff just sitting, and just unless it's worth a lot, and it's for a specific buyer.
So then you're pulsing the sales, you're running it, and then you were taking off. But you said since your wife joined the business, you're not running a sale currently.
Yeah, we just been focusing on.
I know there's people. Everyone has different philosophies as far as running promoted listings and everything. Do you run promotions at all on your listings?
We run so I still on the old listings. I still have 1%, promoted listings.
1%. So you're getting the duplicate listing, but you're just doing the 1%.
Yeah.
Okay. So regardless of what it is, it's just 1%.
Yep, 1%. Just to give it
again, everybody has a different philosophy. Some people say, do 1% or 2%. Tommy Bernard's in the chat, and he does the recommended plus 3.5% additional. But again, you need a decent amount of margin to do that, and then in my mind, it's really geared towards your listings. If you're not going to list on a regular basis, if you're not going to list a decent amount of items, you don't have saleable items. I don't care if you got promoted listings or not, you're not going to sell.
Right.
Now, if you have a lot of listings and you're promoting those listings and you're listing on a daily basis and you have saleable items at good prices, then I think it really helps you when you run promoted listings and even at the higher percentage.
Yeah, and so recently we just been focusing on listing,
right?
Just getting a lot of the items in our, I call it money pile.
I call it a cash pile. Some people call it the death pile, but I think money pile or cash pile is a little more positive. And like I was explaining in Johnny's chat earlier today, you already paid for it. It's sitting here. It's not going to sell itself.
Right.
It's literally money that's sitting there. If you don't list it, you can't sell it.
That's right. Yeah.
So I think that the death pile is a little negative connotation. So that's why I like to call it the cash pile, or you call it the money pile.
Yeah. So, we have a lot of items just, ready to be listed. So we just been really focusing on getting probably close to 200 items listed. That's just sitting there.
How many items do you currently have listed in your store?
Ooh.
So tell me exact, just ballpark.
Yeah. Over 1,000.
Over 1,000. Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That is great. Okay. So let's we're going to pop right into the on a hammock, guys. So just want to touch real quickly on what you typically sell. I guess just like I said, you do very well with thrift shops in the Atlanta area. And you're into what you said. I think you told me shoes. You do very well with sourcing shoes down there.
Yeah. So we sell everything, but the shoes in Atlanta is just amazing. So we really just focus on shoes, but we go around to, different areas in the thrift store, and, we might find some electronics, clothing, different things like that. But we really just hone in on shoes.
Hone on shoes, but you do majority of your items you list are clothing items.
Yes. Some of my clothing, but majority.
Well, shoes are accessories, so they're still technically clothing. But so
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So again, guys, so we're going to pop it now into the hammock. So I wanted to get your opinion on the hammock, and why don't you tell us a little bit how you got involved with hammock, and we'll start out from if let's say you and I were talking about reselling. You said, "Hey, Adam, have you heard about this new listing software called Hammock?" Let me tell you a little bit something about it. Let me explain it to you.
Yeah. So so I was. This is about 2 months ago, I believe. I was on Joey Bada Bing and Drew Profit Monsters live. They do, I think it's like a listing live every Monday, and I was just listening to them, and they was talking about Hammock and different things. I was like, what is Hammock? And as they shared, Paul Philly Flipper, he said that he uses Hammock. So I reached out to him, and he said, man, it's awesome, you got to try it. So I ended up trying Hammock, and when I say it has changed our business, Hammock is awesome. And Hammock, like they're not just a listing software or system for you, whatever. They also delist. They also they'll delist for you, and they'll cross list for you. So that's something that's really cool about Hammock too. And all they need is a picture. So when it comes to shoes, because mostly we just have Hammock list all of our shoes. So we'll just send 7-8 pictures of our shoes through the app, and then the next morning it'll be in our drafts in our eBay store. And
you have to do somewhat. You have to put a size, I'm assuming, with shoes, right?
Yeah. So with the shoes, they need like the size tag for the model number. So if it's electronics you're trying to use a Hammock for, like you just give them that serial number or whatever model number, and then that's all they need in the rest of the pictures, and you just boom, and they'll do the rest.
So you would just put just take a picture, we'll just say Nike whatever. You would just take a picture of it and say men's size 10.
I don't say any of that. I just take the pictures and send it to them. They find out the title. So initially,
you say you take a picture of the tag is what you told me, right?
Yeah, and they'll find the item, if it's men's, women's, all of that. And then you can, on Hammock, you can tell them initially if you want like free shipping, calculated shipping, if you want no returns, or however, you can just let them know so they know how to do your listings.
Now let's just say, and I'm just throwing it out there because people know I sell jeans. It's the bane of my life, but I sell some jeans. I still have a lot of jeans to sell. Let's just say you have a pair of women's jeans and you took pictures. So you would take a picture of the label, but they won't know the measurements though.
Right. So you just like usually what we do with clothing, we take measurements in our pictures.
Oh, so you put the measurements in the pictures.
Right. So that's what we do. We don't put it in the description. We just put it in the pictures. And so with Hammock, if you want to send them the measurements, and then they can just put it in the description for you and everything like that. But if they have the pictures, and then they can do the rest.
Jules, I didn't miss your question. I want to get delve into a little bit more. Then we'll start answering questions about I just want to kind of get into the meat and potatoes of it, and we'll definitely answer your question. I was on the website, and there's different plans, and my understanding is basically is you get like a credit, right? And there's different levels, and you're talking about delisting, and now that's on the top level there, and there's fees, right? What's it again? I should have written it down. I had it written down upstairs, but anyway, what's it like $1.50 per listing or something? And then there's add-ons.
Yeah, so it's $1.45 for them to per item to list.
Right.
And then the cross list, I believe it's 45 cents. 45 cents, and then to delist is I think 10 cents.
Now when you say 45 cents to cross post.
Yeah, cross post.
45 cents for each platform or 45 cents total?
Each platform that you want them to cross list for.
Now you only sell on 2 platforms currently. Are you familiar with what platforms they typically list on?
Say that again.
You're only currently just selling on 2 platforms, Facebook Marketplace, but you don't ship. So you're just selling on eBay and Macquarie. Do you know what other? I mean, did they do Poshmark? Did they do Etsy? Do you know what other platforms they list on cross post to?
Yes, I know they have Poshmark. I believe they have Etsy. Because I don't sell on those platforms, I'm not really, But if you go to Hammock, to their website, and they don't have all of the platforms, that they can cross list to.
Right. So basically, like I said, it's a flat fee, $1.45, and then there's add-ons, like I said, if you want to cross post it, if you want to have it delist. I'm asking this because I know Mike's in the chat. You may not know this answer. It just popped in my mind. Do you know how frequently they check for items that are sold? Do you know how frequently they check when they're delisting? Does it say on the website?
As far as the
delisting.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. Right, I figured you weren't, but I know Mike and Randy both have a lot of items listed, and some of them are multiples. So that some sites might check every 15 minutes, some might check every hour, some might check every few hours. So I mean that's something that, but I guess you'd research and you could contact customer support.
Well, if you so Hammock has an Instagram, and usually when I message them about anything, like within 10 minutes, I got my response. So they're on Instagram. So if you reach out to Hammock on Instagram, you have a question, they'll answer all of your questions.
Okay, so anybody in the chat has questions about Hammock, they could message them on Instagram. They're good about getting back to you.
Yep.
And again, George was asking about List Perfectly, and you guys know I used to moderate for Casey, the Rockstar Flipper, and Casey's not doing lies now. So anyway, he's a big fan of List Perfectly. Do you know anything at all? I'm just curious. Do you know anything about List Perfectly, or
yeah, I'm not too familiar. I've heard of List Perfectly, but I haven't used them. I don't know much about them.
One thing I Jules, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think one thing I'm 99% sure that List Perfectly does not delist. That's one thing. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I'm almost 100% sure that they do not delist.
Don't? Oh wow!
So that's why I was curious when I asked you. I mean, I guess I'll probably just contact them. I might even put it in the description section of the video, and just if I find out, or put it in the comments or whatever, and I'll put it in my comments section. I'm going to research to see how frequently they delist, because I mean, sometimes it's important if you're on 5-6 different platforms,
right? And
you have something that sells, you want to make sure it's taken off those platforms so you don't get the the so-called strike or demerit.
That's right. Yeah. But that's what I like. The main thing we love about Hammock is like we can literally post 50 items a day, like just sending them the pictures for 50 items, and literally go spend the rest of the day, chilling, or go see a movie, or go out to eat or something, and don't have to worry about, looking the item up, on eBay, finding, the comps for it and everything like that. Like we've done the work, in the thrift store. So by finding the item. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Jules, I'm going to look into that. I always thought that was a negative. I know some people that have tried List Perfectly, and some people have tried some of the other programs. I mean, there's things like Sellhound. That's kind of similar service to the Hammock, but I mean
So
they all have their pluses and minuses. So you said you've been doing it now for about 2 months, I think you said, right?
Yeah, about 2 months. And so with Hammock, they charge not charge, but they take $99 out of when you subscribe. They'll take the $99 out of your account every month. But the thing is, they're not charging you $99. That's going toward your credit of you listing. So that's around, just say if you list for $99, if you list that's like 68 items, that you can list for $99.
Right. And Joel says you really got to have lower sourcing prices. That's true. I mean, because you got to build in the cost. Because and again, I say it all the time, and it's basically your own business model. I mean, some people feel it's more important to list on their own. I mean, Casey raves about this perfectly. Derek really likes Hammock. Other people say, I want a virtual assistant. Other people say I want to hire somebody locally, give them the items and have them take the pictures, have them list and pay them, per item, so much for the picture, so much for the listing. But again, you also have to go back and check those items when you have those people listing your items. So you got to go back and, double check the work. So, I guess if they're higher profit items, I mean, you're selling some sneakers, like what you're saying. I mean, you sold your mom's sneakers for $185 or whatever. But I mean, what's your average selling price on your shoes that you sell?
So it just depends, because sometimes I get items in bundles, but I don't even know, man. It's everywhere. I don't know, honestly.
I was just curious, because Jules was saying about you need the source well, and then again, I mean, if I'm selling something for $10 with free shipping, and I'm not gonna pay $2 to a service to list it, obviously that wouldn't make financial sense, because then I have the cost of goods, and I have the shipping, and then I have the fees, yada yada yada.
Right.
So
how we operate is, if a shoe is going to sell for over $40, then we'll just list it on Hammock. But if it's under $40, we'll just list it ourselves.
So Tommy says no one delist. They just have. Let me just read Tommy's comment here. No one delist. They are just extensions. They can't do that. You have to go in and hit sold. Then it will remove from all platforms. Only Shopify and Sellbrite type places actually attached to your account. Okay, so do you have to physically go in and delist it? Does to notify you when you have to delist it, or does the website do that for you, the software?
So when it comes to the delisting, like we because majority of our items are on eBay, and when it comes to Mercari, like we recently haven't been cross listing to Mercari.
Okay.
Yeah, so when it comes to the delisting, we don't really use the delisting, but they have the delisting option for you on Hammock.
Okay, so you're not 100% sure if that's the case. Like Tommy's saying, basically they notify you that it's been sold, and that you have to manually go and delist it on the platform. So you don't know if that's the case or not, because you're not really cross-posting a lot of things.
Right.
So a lot of people in the chat, and they might have maybe they have shoes. Like I would suggest I'm not an expert on Poshmark, but I would suggest maybe you want to list your shoes on Poshmark. So if you have one on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, and if it sells on eBay, you want to make sure that it's removed from Poshmark and Mercari.
Right. So I don't know if it's automated.
You don't know if they just give you a notification, you have to manually do it, or if it doesn't.
Right.
Well, Tommy says probably an extension, you probably have to go and manually do it. So that's another question I'll have to ask.
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
Does the software automatically delist? Okay, I'm gonna look in that. I'll put that in the pinned comment.
That's a great question.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a great question, Jules. Let's see if there's anything. Right, like Mike Flippin Goody says, so you can double sell it that way, and then you're going to get a strike, and
right.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. You don't want to get dings on your account. So you say you have over 1,000 items. So again, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm curious, why aren't you doing more cross listing? Just because you're just getting into the program a little bit, or?
Well, not because on eBay, we sell a lot fast. So like I was saying before, we want to get the items, listed, and then we want to sell them. So that's what we just been, listing like crazy. So honestly, it's really no point right now to cross list. But once we get the extra 200 plus items listed in our cash pal or money pal,
Right.
and then we talked about already, like, cross listing and everything, because everything will be listed that we have. But right now we just been focusing on listing. That's what we have.
Well, like you say, you just brought your wife into the business to help with you. So
right.
your goal right now is to get everything up, and then I guess thing will start cross posting things.
Right.
You had mentioned this before, and again, I don't want to speak out of school because I don't know the program. You implied, and again, I could be wrong, that you're putting that money, you're getting charged $99 per month, and that's a credit.
It's credit.
Now, so does that credit roll over into the next month, or do you lose that $99 if you don't use it?
So I believe that if you don't use it all, I know from my experience, we've used it all, so we added money to it.
Okay, so you don't really know because you've always been over on
it. But I've heard that if I've heard different things. I heard it rolls over, then I heard it doesn't roll over. I'm not sure because we have to add money, but I know every month they take out $99 and they put it on our account, so we don't have any money that rolls over or whatever.
Oh, there's another question I got to ask.
That's a good question. Yeah.
I mean, guys, thanks for the questions in the chat, because obviously if you guys are interested in researching that, that's something that you're going to want to know. I mean, I think the delisting is important, and obviously what Mike had asked about if you don't use that $99, does it roll into the next month? I mean, at $2 a listing, you're only talking roughly, if you're not cross posting, but let's say maybe it's 60 or 70 listings per month, which is not a lot. So obviously that's why you're going over every month, because even at $1.50, you're roughly 63 listings is
something like that.
$90, $100.
And really, like with Hammock, I tell other resellers, if you list like 20 items a month, and then I don't know if using Hammock will be good, because you want to list a lot on Hammock, because they have the virtual assistants that I believe they're in India, but they're doing all of the research and everything like that for you. So, it's, you want to be able to put a lot of items, on eBay, list a lot of items on eBay.
Now, Michelle says that if the basic plan, again, I guess we don't know if it's on, there was 3 different plans I was a little confused by, but she's saying the basic plan is use it or lose it.
Okay.
So I know they list 3 different plans. So I guess I'll have to research that to see if in the higher level plans, I forget what the dollar amounts was. I had it written down, but I figured I would ask you about it. Whether or not you get credit if, I forget what it is, $99. So you probably know might still be on the web page, but it could be, $100 and then, $125 and $150 per month, whether on the higher level plans, if you get that credit or not. So that's something we have to look into.
That's good questions.
Jules, let me see what Jules is questioning here. She says, Michelle, so you pay $100 once for connecting your account, but then 10 cents each to delist. Was that what it was? 10 cents or 15 cents for delisting?
Yeah, 10 cents, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically what it is, Jules, is they charge you $1.45 to list. Again, so you're just taking pictures, and they're doing everything. They're filling out the listing. Derek's saying he takes a picture of the shoes, takes a picture of the label, and they'll again, I don't really know shoes that well, but they'll say New Balance, men's black Walker size 12 or whatever.
Right.
So just from those pictures, they propagate and they fill everything in.
And they fill all of the item specifics. They fill the 80 characters.
They fill in all the items. You don't get the error message that you have all these different item specifics you have to fill in.
They fill it all out. The description, they fill it all out. It's very descriptive. It's very
descriptive in listing the descriptions.
It really is.
Well, that's a big hassle too. I mean, we've all been through that. We joke around and call it fee bay and glitch bay, but when they went to those item specifics, it's been a nightmare. I mean, with all these different, you'll list something, you might list 20 different things in the items of specifics, and then you get an error message where you didn't list this, that, this, and the other. I mean, so you're saying with Hammock, they do a very good job of filling out all the item specifics.
Yeah, they do a very good job with filling out all of the item specifics. Yep. So I'll go and I'll go like look in the drafts, and literally every single thing is filled out for the item specifics.
Okay. And so is that how they do it? So you actually have to approve it before it goes live, right? They send you like the draft and then you have to approve it.
So I believe you can have it where they can just automatically list for you, but I like to check the prices.
Sure, I would
make
too.
sure, yeah, make sure everything is right, and then I just list it. But if you want them to change some things, you can just message them, and say, hey, I want you to change this or change that, about it. But really, with because it's a virtual assistant and they're real people, but it's like you have a team when you get started on Hammoq. So you have to download the WhatsApp, app?
WhatsApp, yeah. WhatsApp app, yep.
Yeah, WhatsApp app. And that's how you communicate. But I believe they're trying to change it to make it more like.
So you have like a team that's part of your.
Yes, they give you your own team that you communicate with.
Okay.
So any issues, like you can just reach out to them, and they'll let you know when they've drafted all of your listings, and just for you to approve of it, and that's it.
So for all intents and purposes, they are virtual assistants, and like you said, they're based in India, and they do soup to nuts. All you do is take the pictures, and then they fill out everything, and then if you have issues or questions, then you contact them through WhatsApp, and that's how you get service.
Right, they do all of the research for you.
Jasmine likes that. She says WhatsApp app.
Oh, yeah. WhatsApp app. Yeah.
But so you've been pretty happy with that service.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I met Adam is because like I love going sourcing, because like I said before, the thrift stores in Atlanta are off the chain, man. They are amazing. So I don't like to just get all the stuff, come home, and then manually, sell one like this on eBay and all of that. I'd rather just send them pictures, and they can take $1.45. Take the picture, and I'm going back out the next day getting different items. And that's what I really like. And, that's one of the reasons why our store, we've been growing, because we've been using the Hammoq to do all of our listings.
Okay. So on the clothing though, like you said, if you have like a blouse or a shirt or shorts or jeans, you still have to do the measurements. So that's time consuming.
Yeah. But you can just, if it's on the tag, and then you're good. Cause sometimes on pants, it'll have like the 34 by 30 or whatever. You just send that, and then that's all you need.
Yeah, but speaking from experience, that's not always accurate.
Yeah, that's true.
I always include, because I'll put like 32-30, but then I'll have the waist, the rise, the inseam, the length, the whole 9 yards. A lot of times what might say like 30-32, and you go to measure it, maybe it's 29-31, or it's 32-30.
Right.
It varies. I mean, things shrink, and that's why I'm not crazy about selling jeans. But again, I think it's important when you're selling, clothing, to make sure you include the measurements, because people are big about, especially on eBay. They say, "Well, the measurements aren't correct, and that's I can't keep this. I'm returning it." So I mean, and again, if you're offering, it costs you $9 to ship it out there, or $8 to ship it to them, if you're using, padded flat rate envelopes, it's like $8 and change to ship it, and then they want to return it. I'm not paying another $8 return, so I'm out almost $17, $18 just on shipping. Plus, I don't want it back for I paid $1 or $2 or $3 for the item.
Yeah, and I know with our store, like when we sell jeans, because we do sell jeans, like we haven't had any returns when it comes to jeans, and we don't even.
And you've listed them through Hammoq. You just take a picture of the label.
Well, no, we haven't listed them
prior to that. You've done it. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, we don't even do the measurements really on the jeans. If it's like, if it has it like Carhartt, a lot of Carhartt jeans, they have the it in the on the tag or whatever. So we just take a picture of the tag, and that's really it. So we haven't had any issues with jeans. But
now, Jules wants to know who sets the price.
So you can have them set the price, so they can set it below medium, or above average, according to the the comps on eBay. Or and once they set the price, you can always go in, because it's going to be in your drafts. So you can just go in.
Again, you said you have it sent to you, and then you tweak it if you want to.
Yeah, you tweak it if you want to, depending on the market,
So you tell them whether you want. What were the 3 categories again?
So below, median, and then above average.
Okay, just out of curiosity, for our edification, What is below? Is it like a percentage below the list of
so say if a pair say Carhartt jeans was selling for $30, like if you want below, they might list it for $27, right? And then medium
it's 30 is the average.
Yeah, 30, 32, and then above it's like 39.
Okay. So
you can, but we always change the price anyway, because a lot of times the pricing is not always accurate, so.
Okay, so you still research the price when you get it?
Yeah, we still just change the price, of it for most of the listings.
So you actually go into eBay solds and double check to make sure the pricing is accurate?
Well, so when I'm in a thrift store, what helps me to basically know the value of it, I'll just screenshot. You know how you look up the solds in the thrift store? I'll just screenshot, what I want to list it as. So when we get it back from Hammoq in our drafts, I'll just go to that screenshot and I'm like, all right, boom, and I'll just list it for that price.
I'm a little confused. How are you doing that? So you take a picture of the item, and how do you put the price?
Yeah, so when you go to the thrift store or wherever you go sourcing, and you go to eBay, you look up the item, then you go to filter sold,
right,
and then you find out what it's selling for,
right.
I'll just screenshot that on my phone.
Oh, you screenshot? Okay, sold on your phone. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll screenshot it on my phone, and then when I get it back,
in my mind, it's like, well, how's he taking a picture of the item and then putting the price in? How's he doing that?
Oh yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's smart too. And some people do that. They'll go in, they'll use the eBay app, and then they'll kind of like they'll go in there and they'll do like sell similar, just so they have like the draft, so to speak, of the item. So when they go to look it up, they don't have to research it again. It's already in their their draft file. I mean, you don't have to use that draft, but you have that information, that the price or whatever already.
Yeah, and it saves time too. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Jules wants to know: do they compare only to eBay, or do they check Amazon, Posh, Macquarie, etc. for prices?
So, well, we just use them for eBay. So I don't know as far as on their side.
I don't know where they research the prices.
Yeah, I don't know how they're researching it, but yeah.
So that's a good question. So I guess if you're cross posting and you're, let's say you're listing on Poshmark, eBay, Macquarie. I'm curious if they'll come up with it, because the old saying is that Poshmark is typically a little bit higher. So I wonder if they actually have like higher prices for Poshmark, and eBay is one price and Macquarie is another price. That's a great question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, guys, you're asking some great questions. So I'm going to research that. And again, Michelle says there's a frequently asked question, and on Hammoq's website, and like you said, you can actually go in and you can
on Instagram
contact them,
reach out to them, and they'll get back to you quick. So
okay. Yep. So, but again, your overall experience. And now, I don't think I asked you. I was going to ask you. I got kind of sidetracked. Did you use any other listing software prior to using Hammoq?
No, but I know other resellers who use like List Perfectly. It's another one, Vendoo, I believe.
Vendoo, right? Sharon said she used Vendoo and had issues with it.
Yeah, so I know other resellers, but my whole thing is, if I'm going to use a virtual assistant or a listing platform, like all I want to do is send them pictures and you do the rest. I don't want to have to give you the title, the size. Like I might as well do it myself. But if I could just send you pictures, I'm good. I'm fine with that, But I know. So initially on Hammoq, you have to if you're using the app, you just have to put in like the if it's men's shoes or whatever, and then after that they're good, right. But not on every listing, just to get you started or whatever.
Gotcha. Jules was asking Michelle. I'm curious, Michelle. Have you used Hammoq, or have you tried Hammoq, Michelle? I'm just curious to see if you can pop that in the chat if you have used it, or I don't know if she's used it, or I know she was on the website, so I don't know if that's Michelle has actually used it before. But yeah, a lot of people use List Perfectly, and I've heard pluses and minuses about it. So
yeah.
And again, what you're saying, which is nice, and reminds me of Sellhound. When my first eBay Open I went to, they actually sat at my table.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you've ever been to eBay Open, but you kind of hang out sometimes. They'll have like an exhibition center. Maybe I'm eating a snack or having something, a beverage or drink or whatever. And actually, it was kind of cool. You can kind of intermingle with the exhibitors and intermingle with the other sellers. That was my favorite part of eBay Open, actually. Sitting down, say at breakfast and talking to other resellers and getting their feedback on different things. So I thought that was a great part. And it was in Las Vegas, which was great. But that's another story.
Yeah. Don't share with us, Adam, what happened in Las Vegas, because What happens
in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, 20 some years ago when I was going to Vegas, I was a lot more wild and crazy than when I went, 4 years ago.
That's funny.
eBay Open is fun, and I'm curious if they're going to do it again.
So they're not doing it again, like
now with the pandemic and everything that's going on. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I back in the day when I'm single now, but back in the day when I wasn't dating, I'm not dating anybody now. But that's another story. We don't need to know that. But anyway, when I wasn't dating,
share with us, Adam. We would like to know. Adam, we would like to
know. We had a 2-week shutdown. We had 1 week in January and 1 week in August. So when I wasn't dating, I would go in January and I would go in August to Vegas every year.
Oh, wow.
I did that for like 5-6 years straight.
Woo.
So I mean, and it was fun. I mean, I would do the buffets, I would do the shows. Actually, I'll share it. And we'll get back to reselling, guys. I share my personal life a little bit. I actually saw Pink opened up for Justin Timberlake. So I saw Justin Timberlake in Pink at the MGM Grand, and that was a phenomenal concert.
Wow.
So, and again, I'm gonna share this with you. It's not reselling related, but if you enjoy Pink is actually from the Philadelphia region or whatever. There's actually a show on Amazon Prime where it's kind of like a documentary about Pink's UK tour. So if you guys like Pink, there's free stuff for you guys. It's not reselling related, but anyway. So yeah. Okay, I'm just going to ask you a few more questions, guys, and appreciate you all being here. And we're going to actually have a giveaway. So Derek was kind enough. We're going to do a giveaway. I'm just going to ask Derek a couple more questions. So don't go anywhere. If you haven't left already, hang in a check. We're going to have a giveaway. I'm going to try the StreamYard giveaway tool. Seems like people really enjoy it. So don't put the name that I'm going to give you into the chat till I tell you to do it. So because then the StreamYard giveaway tool will pull all your people's entries up, and then we'll do the giveaway with Derek. So let me just ask you a couple more questions. I want to talk to you about your YouTube channel, but let me just ask you to make sure I covered pretty much everything. We discussed a lot about Hammoq. I think I don't want to ask you about. See, that's why I put this stuff down on my run the show. Who was Rosie?
Oh man, Rosie. So Rosie is my mom's new car, and my mom's name is Rose, and my daughter gave her car the name Rosie.
Why don't you share? There's a video on your channel, guys. You got to check out Derek's channel. Why don't you share a little bit? You have a video about Rosie. Yeah.
So my mom, she turned 70 years old, and for her 70th birthday, I wanted to surprise her with a new car. And she's been driving a 2000. Whoa, no. She's been driving a 1997 Toyota Avalon with over 300,000 miles on it. Yeah. And she reached out to me. When was this? This was months ago. And she was like, baby, I gotta, get a catalytic converter for my car. And I was like, well, Mom, how much is the catalytic converter? And she was like, $600. And I was like, Mom, your car's not even worth $600. So that kind of gave me confirmation. I said, you know what? I need to get my mom a new car. I can't have my mom, riding around like that and spending all that money for a car that's not even, worth that much. So ended up surprising her on her 70th birthday with the new car. And you guys got to check out the video and let me know what you think about it.
It actually has Rose seat covers in it.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, my wife, she actually picked those out.
Okay.
For her. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to get into Derek's YouTube channel now, and then we'll do the drawing. So I want to thank you guys for all being here. We're going to do the drawing. So let's get into your YouTube channel. Why don't you tell the chat about your YouTube channel, what your content is, and tell them about your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So my YouTube channel. So before I started my YouTube channel, a lot of I call them old heads. But in the thrift store, a lot of old heads would come to me and say, hey, young buck, hey, what is this worth? What is this worth? And I'm like, man, I'm over here looking up something. And they want me to, look it up and all of that. And I would tell them. And then one of the ladies, she said, why don't you start a YouTube channel and tell them, go check out the YouTube channel and they can find out what stuff is worth. So that's one of the, and my wife, she was one of the main ones telling me I need to start a YouTube channel to whatever. But yeah, so I started a YouTube channel really just to show people what I pick up in thrift stores and basically what to look for that sells, for good profit on eBay and Mercari. So now that my wife is full-time, we'll be focusing more on doing a lot of what solds and not just, thrift hauls, because before I was doing, eBay, I was sourcing, I was listing, I was doing just majority of everything on my own. But now that my wife is on a team now, now we can do more YouTube videos and get more out there for you guys.
So you're doing thrifting videos, you're doing what sold videos.
What solds. Yep.
And I know it was kind of cool. You showed your wife going out on her first thrifting trip.
Yeah, she did really
for
well.
The business, I guess. I'm sure she's been to thrift stores before.
Yeah, but she never really looked for, like when I would take her before, she wouldn't really look for items to, to sell or for me. She would look for stuff for herself. But now that we're doing it, with the business, she's really focusing on, looking up the.
I just got to hold up my hand. Yes, I'm an old head. Jules says she's an old head. And Michelle says she's an old head. So we're all old heads. You're a young buck. We're old heads.
Y'all are seasoned.
Seasoned. There you go.
Seasoned. Y'all aren't old. Y'all are seasoned.
Okay, guys. Just going to do a little housekeeping, guys, and then we're going to have the drawing. You can actually show the item if you want, and I'll do when I'm doing my housekeeping. Okay. Guys, like I say always, if you're getting any kind of value out of this, obviously, my YouTube channel is free. I have some different things where it can help me offset my expenses a little bit. I have Buy Me a Coffee, PayPal, the Cash App. I also have some Amazon links, guys, in the description section. These are all in the description section of the video. If you're going to buy something on Amazon, keep me in mind. You can click on one of my links. It doesn't cost you anything extra. If you're buying groceries, you're buying shipping supplies, whatever, Amazon will pay me a small commission at no cost to you. So every little bit helps. Like you guys, I tell you, there's expenses involved, there's subscriptions involved, equipment involved. So every little bit helps. In addition, Randy, my moderator, has a website where he sells delicious coffees, snacks, old-fashioned candies and spices. If you register on Randy's website and put AE after your name, Randy is kind enough to pay me a small commission at no cost to you on anything you buy then and in the future from his website. So again, I appreciate Randy's support. So let me see if you show you what you have available for the drawing.
A pair of shoes. Is it? Okay. Can you see it?
Yep.
Pair of Under Armour athletic shoes.
Okay, and they're what do you say, with a men's size 11, was it?
Size 11. Yep, size 11. And they resell for around $40.
$40, guys. Derek is kind enough to give away a $40 pair reselling. If you want to resell it, or you happen to have somebody that wears a size 11 men's. So okay, Jules likes them. Says they're nice kicks. So guys, I'm going to try something a little different. A lot of channels do this, and you guys know I'm using StreamYard software program. It's actually on the interweb, so to speak. It's not actually a software; it's up on the web. But they have a drawing tool, a giveaway tool. So what I want you to post in the comments, guys, the people that are here, type in Flipper, Flipper, Flipper. In honoring of Derek, the Atlanta Flipper, ATL Flipper. So Flipper. Put that in the chat, guys. And then once I see you guys have entered that into the chat, I'll run the drawing tool, and then we'll pick a winner, or I should say the tool will pick a winner, and then we'll have you contact Derek. I guess what's the best way to contact you, through Instagram?
Yeah, through Instagram, and just send me your address, and then I'll get them shipped out to you.
Right. So anyway, Derek's YouTube channel is listed in the description section, as well as his Instagram. So guys, if you have any questions, like I said, I'm going to do some more research on Hammoq and try to get some of your questions answered. I always go back and replay the video several times, trying to make myself more better, I should say, YouTuber. But I'm going to try to get some answers to some of your questions, and I'll post them in the pinned section, comment in the video description. One guys, I want to bring up, I'll probably bring up on the next show as well, while we're filling in the flippers into the chat. And you only do it once because the tool knows that you only get to pick once. Pick one person entry per person. I'm just curious, guys, and again, the people that are watching the replay, has anybody got involved with the eBay's promoted listing advanced? Basically, it's pay-per-click. So I don't know how crazy you guys are about that. Some of your Amazon sellers probably pay per click. I'm not real crazy about it. You know, they call eBay Feebay. I'm not real crazy about it. So even if you don't sell the item, if you do a pay per click, you're paying for everyone that clicks on that lead. So I mean, with the promoted listing, the regular promoted listings, if somebody buys that from your promoted listing, obviously you pay the fee. But with the promoted listing advanced, you pay for every click. So again, that's in beta, so I haven't really gotten involved in it. I'm just curious. So guys in the chat, I'm just curious if anyone you got involved in that. And guys, those of you that are watching the replay, if you can pop it in the comment section of the video. I'm just curious if anyone has started using that as well. So, okay, guys. So it looks like we have the fees $1 minimum, Randy. Okay. So it looks like we got everybody's flippers in the comment section. So I'm going to do a screen share, guys, and it's kind of a neat tool. I really enjoy this, and you guys know I watch a lot of YouTube creator videos, and I think this is a really kind of neat tool. So let me go and I'll share the screen, guys, and we'll show you the tool. All right, we'll do that. We'll do that, and we'll do that. Okay. Let me make sure that that's on full screen so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, guys, so this is the StreamYard giveaway tool. So hopefully you can see I put Flipper in the word that we're trying to do. So you'll see it, and we'll tell the tool to do a drawing. Okay. All right, and we're going to do a drawing.
Uh-oh.
And the winner is Red's Outpost Sharon.
Congrats, Sharon.
Congratulations, Sharon. And it wasn't rigged, guys. You would say, "Oh, you gave it to your moderator." No, I didn't. You know, we had it. We had it done by the StreamYard tool giveaway tool. So Sharon is the winner. Congratulations, Sharon.
Congrats.
Okay, guys. So again, I always want to thank you for your time. And Derek, I always say your time is your most valuable asset. And like you said, you're using Hammoq to make more productive use of your time. So I want to thank you for being here and giving of your time and talking about Hammoq and your reselling business, guys. And I want to thank those in the chat and watching the replay for the time. I appreciate you being here. And just a reminder, I'm always looking for other resellers to have on my show. Contacting me through social media, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. AdamsExploits everywhere. And all those links are in my description section of my video. So, guys, we'll be here next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Appreciate you all being here. If you're interested, you can check out Bobby, the Cap Guy. He should be live right about now. So, appreciate you all being here, guys. See you next Wednesday. Take care.